Good morning, guys, and welcome back to another episode of 10 Minutes to Beat the Bullshit with myself, Vicky Masita, aka Wonder Woman. No, I'm joking, aka the Tiny Titan, and my co-host, Mr. Chris Jones. Morning, Chris. How are you on this blustery, windy day?
Yeah, good. It's pretty well. It's not bad here today. It was snowing the last couple of days. Scotland, though.
Oh, right, fair enough. We haven't had any snow yet. We've just had bloody miserable, like, gale force winds and a hell of a lot of rain, but which my dog will not go out in. Do you find that your dog doesn't go out in this weather?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't go out now.
Ah, it's a pain in the ass. It's just, because then he just wants to tear around the house and, like, destroy my Christmas tree.
Yeah.
But I have to try and kick him out. But anyway, right, on this episode of the 10 Minutes to Beat the Bullshit, we are going to be talking about the myths of the Instagram coach. How amazing is Instagram these days with pretty pictures of flexible dieting about saying, get these abs like me, and you can still eat this 4-foot tall sundae, which contains 4,000 calories in it every single evening. So, Chris, viewpoints on the Instagram coaches and why we're calling bullshit.
Yeah, I think it's a lot because Instagram and social media is so visual, and everyone goes on what they see, not necessarily understanding that obviously Instagram is a snapshot in someone's life, and it's not their entire life. So, like you said, someone could post a picture of a huge pizza, cheat day, whatever. Then Monday to Friday pictures, they won't post them because it's egg whites and chicken and broccoli, which no one's going to see that as groundbreaking and think, well, I'm not fucking eating that and getting into shape. So they see the guy eating that and not understanding that there's some assistance going on there. And as I said when we were off air, that probably a 2-year-old picture. And people will be duped by that, and they'll think, well, yeah, if he can get in that shape eating ice cream every single week, then I can do that.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's one of those as well, like you were saying, the 2-year-old pictures. Those are what it makes me almost like it's a bit difficult to explain, really, because actually this morning I put up a Transformation Tuesday picture, right? But the picture that I put up was actually taken yesterday morning in terms of my transformation. But the picture, obviously, from where I transferred to was 6 years ago, or transformed from was 6 years ago. And a lot of coaches, and let's say the quote unquote assistant coaches as well out there, and I'm going to actually put the quote unquote coaches as well. They use these pictures like every week, and they are really old ones that are done from a professional photo shot. Or photo shoot in the gym when they're maxed out, when they've gone through, a 6 to 8 week photo shoot cut. So they're not completely ripped, they're not stage condition, they are photo shoot condition. And they're saying, this week I have had X amount of burgers, X amount of hot dogs, X amount of ice creams and chocolate and things like that. And if you want to have a 12-week photo shoot prep with me, then, or you want to do the same thing, then come on board with me. But what they don't take into consideration is actual people. So we were talking about the general population individual who's a single dad with 2 kids and works 2 jobs. And, he's not going to take assistance, but he is grossly overweight and he just wants to get a little bit healthier. I mean, what would the approach be to something like that? Would you automatically say, yeah, let's go to this guy because in 12 weeks he'll get me photo shoot ready?
Yeah, and I think that's the problem with Instagram. I always say to people, if they're looking at that coach, is that coach posting a lot of content that you find useful, as in advice, free advice, or is it just pictures of my abs? Because generally, if they're not posting anything helpful, they probably don't know what the fuck they're doing. So I've had kind of issues with coaches before where they've said, well, I'm not posting any of my secrets.
Oh, yes.
I don't know what the secrets are. So I'll just make people pay for that. You're like, that's fucking shocking, to be honest. You need to trust you need to follow someone, trust them, build up a relationship with them, and then think, yeah, I trust that guy enough to let him handle my health and fitness, not just jump on with. And I see that with clients, new clients that come to me and say, and straight away they say, when do I get a cheat meal? And I'm like, well, you don't get any.
Yeah.
And they're like, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I'm not going to talk to you like a fucking child. You're not going to get a treat. Like I say on Facebook, like Dexter gets a treat when he learned not to shit in the house. So you don't get a treat for licking lettuce leaves all week. Do you know what I mean? So it fucking angers me so much with these people with cheat meals and bollocks like that. And The Rock's the main one, you know, Dwayne Johnson. So The Rock can eat 10,000 calories a day. Well, I don't think he eats 10,000 calories every day. He only ever shows you that one big meal.
Yeah.
But the other meals are egg whites and oat. That's what he eats. So yeah, I've had discussions with people like that before, and just make sure the coach has got worthy, credible content. And I also tell them as well, look at the people that follow them. And if it's people who you respect, like if I see a lot of people at Martin McDonald getting followed, like people at Martin McDonald or Brad Schoenfeld or all these guys following each other, then I tend to think that's quite credible. Rather than, oh, well, I'm not going to mention any other names, the bad ones. If they all kind of follow each other, I'm like, nah. For me, that's not a sign of a credible coach, I think. Nah.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose what we're trying to say here about beating the bullshit on Instagram is that a lot of the times people only give you snapshots into their lives and into their days. And we don't want you to kind of understand or get duped into the fact that this is what they do every single day. So like you were saying there, Chris, about The Rock. I mean, I love The Rock. I think he's great because I love you know, I follow
The Rock,
really nice person. But just talking about the Instagram bullshit and the Instagram pictures that he puts up with his ridiculous amounts of food that he eats. I mean, if you have a look at The Rock, the guy is huge. So
yeah, he's like 6'5" or something, and like 260 pounds.
Exactly, and he trains like a beast as well. If you
twice a day usually.
Exactly, and he trains like a mofo. I mean, he really does push. He's got all of his baselines sorted, you know. So to be perfectly honest, that guy could probably eat whatever the hell he wants, you know, including his sushi meals and things like that. But if you think about it, let's break it down: sushi's fish and rice. It's a pretty bro thing. And when he has his epic cheat days, I mean, that was all for media when they were talking about the big stack of pancakes and then like the 10 pizzas and things. He doesn't do that. It's all for media. It's all for shock and show. And that's exactly what these Instagram coaches are doing when they try and get more people on board. It's just like, well, people are humanistic and people are people. And if they, like you quite rightly said, if they say, do you know what, to get photos ready, you are going to have to go into a deficit down to 13 or between 13 and 1,500 calories. And that's including for the guys as well. You know, if you want to get completely shredded, you can't be afraid to go low. Chris, when you were doing some cutting, you got down to like 2,000 calories. Was that right?
I think I went down to 2,000. I probably could have went lower, but I was also doing like 70 minutes of cardio a day.
Yes, that's horrible.
So I did. I wanted to keep the food higher, so I could go I wanted to go more on the cardio side.
Yeah.
Just so I could keep the food a little bit higher.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So, but with doing that, I mean, if you are a bro, now I know that you aren't, obviously, because you weren't just having tilapia. I did used to be. Obviously, we probably all were at some point, but yeah. Of course, yeah, absolutely. But the myth of trying, and we think we should just do this one on another 10-minute bullshit episode. But the myth of obviously just having egg whites and oats and tilapia to thin your skin and, you know, various other bits like that in order to get down it. And that's the only time you can fit into a 1,300 calorie diet, then obviously they're not going to shout all of that out on Instagram. So don't be duped into thinking you could get photo shoot or stage ready on, you know, 4,000 calories and eating ice cream every day, because 9 times out of 10 you probably won't, unless you are The Rock and, you know, have a crap load of assistants. So that's realistically what we wanted to do, to kind of shout out the bullshit. It is actually Instagram bullshit, you know. Try and really have a look into what these coaches are doing. Don't just look into what they look like. because some of the best minds in the world, like you were talking about, haven't got Instagram bodies. They've got dad bods.
Yeah.
But they've got all the scientific knowledge, and they've got all of the studies and everything like that behind them. And for people who say that they're not going to go by scientific studies, don't get me wrong, I don't go by scientific evidence alone, but I do utilize it for a lot of it. But if you're just going to go by somebody who's got a good set of abs and a good set of biceps and that kind of thing, it's like saying, would you trust a doctor, or would you trust somebody walking around a hospital just because they're wearing a white coat?
Yeah, I know that, but there is also that thing where people, there's the other side of the coin where people will say, I don't care about any of the evidence or what the human body does or doesn't do. I just go by, well, that guy's done it, so therefore I just go with what he looks like. So, yeah. And it's quite hard to get people to break that mindset.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's also very, very easy to get yourself into shape because you know how you and your mindset works. But actually putting that across to get somebody else into shape, that's very difficult. The best plan on paper is only executed by the person who can actually do it. Yeah, that's so true. That's what we're clearing up in the 10 minutes to bullshit episode. 10 minutes to bullshit? No,
10 minutes to the bullshit. We can do one about that, and we can just sit and drink apple cider vinegar for 10 minutes.
Oh, we could do that. That'd be okay. Bless you. That's funny. Okay, awesome sauce. Chris, do you want to end it on anything? Or what should we talk about next week, actually, to get some people in the mood for various different things?
Well, it's going to be a close to Christmas one, isn't it?
It is a Christmas episode.
So I'm trying to think what we could talk about getting close to Christmas.
Should we do turkey for tilapia?
Well, I don't know what would happen there if you ate too much tilapia and the skin got so thin that I don't know what would happen.
Oh, you'd become transparent.
Yeah. I think we could maybe do one on the bro diets or something, maybe a bit more on that, maybe possibly. Because we kind of touched on it a little bit.
We have. Okay, yeah, so we'll do something along those lines, guys. The bro diets and can you get shredded eating Twinkies every day? Or something along those lines. But yeah, so that is it from myself and my buddy Chris. If you've got anything that you would like us to discuss or to beat the bullshit over, then obviously put it in the comments below or send us a direct message via Instagram or Messenger. We are always around. Chris, always a pleasure, my man, never a chore, and I will catch up with you later on this week.
Speak to you soon, guys. Cheers.
Bye-bye.